Alright, I thought I'd do a bit of a video on day one breakfast situation. So I went to go to a place called Egg Slut, but the line was super long. So lesson there is show up early. I think they open at 7 a.m. So next time I'll show up right on opening time and hopefully won't have to deal with a super long line with that. I decided to go to Cafe Hollywood at Planet Hollywood Hotel and Casino. So dropped in there and got the big breakfast with an orange juice, and it was a pretty okay breakfast. The big breakfast came with pancakes, bacon and eggs, and some breakfast sausages, along with breakfast potato, breakfast hash, I think they call it. So yeah, that was nice. That was breakfast. So I think for today, this day one, I'm actually going to go and play in one of the side events, or not side event, daily event. The 2 p.m. daily event today. I don't know how many players will be entering, but it's a $250 entry fee. And because this is the first, I think this is the first one that's on for the WSOP, there may not be a huge amount of people entering. Not sure. There's currently a $2,500 event on, so maybe the players that are out of that will come and join this one, or people that have come early for tomorrow's $500 housewarming event might be playing this one as well. So I'm going to use this as a bit of my own warm-up. So yeah, I'll give you some updates during the breaks to let you know how I go. But this one, I think we start with 20 or 30,000 chips, and the levels go for 30 minutes. And we play all the way down to a winner in one go. So breaks every 2 hours, but play all the way to a winner so we don't stop for the day at any point. So I'll give you updates on that as I go. Hey everyone, so it's break time in the 2 p.m. $250 buy-in daily tournament, and we started with 25,000 chips and I'm down to 21,000. Played a few hands, so I'll give you a breakdown of a few of those. The very first hand that was dealt, we have 5 players at the table and the blinds are 100, 100, 100, and I have King Jack offsuit in under the gun +1, and I raise to 300, the button calls and the blinds fold. The flop is ace 10 6. I bet 400 just as a continuation bet, or potentially get a queen on the turn and continue betting. The button called the flop continuation bet, and the turn was a 9. I check and he bet 700, and I decided to call this bet, but I don't really know why. So yep, good poker analysis there. But the river was actually the queen, so I got the straight, and so some vlog run good or something like that, I don't know. I check on the river, he bets 4,000, so quite a big bet here, and since I have the nuts, I have to raise, so I raised to 12,000, he ended up folding, so pretty sure he was just bluffing there. Next hand, which is I guess the most interesting one so far in the tournament. So early position raises and the button calls. I'm on the big blind and I raise to 3,500. So early position went to 700, I went to 3,500, and the early position player called and the button folded. The flop was King X. I bet 2,100, and the early position player went all in, and I folded. This player was actually not short stacked, but maybe half stacked, like 13,000 to start the hand. So potentially should have called there, but I can also see him just flat calling there from early position with the strongest hands as well, and doing that same move. So just folded, saw another day with that one. The last hand is I have Ace King, early position raises to 1100. The blinds are now 200, 400, 400. So with Ace King I re-raised to 3100, and the button called and the original raiser called. The flop was 235 and I made the same bet, 3100, and they both called. The turn card was a 2, so 2-2-3-5. Early position checked. I decided to check now. Pretty sure I'm beat here every time. And the button player went all in for 16,000, and the early position player called. I folded, and they showed 6s and 8s. So pocket pair of 6s versus a pocket pair of 8s, and the river was a 7, and that was the most interesting hand. So there were a few smaller hands that I lost a few chips, but we're now at 21,000 from the starting 25. It's a WSOP sign. Everyone takes photos here. So I might just go over to this corner here and say hello. Alright, we're in the second break of the 250 2 p.m. daily tournament, and we have 52,000 in chips. So let's have a few hands. I guess one of the biggest ones is early position opens to 2,400, and I go all in for 12,800 with jacks, and he goes with pocket fives, and I double up to 27,000, so that's good. And another hand, the blinds are 500, 1,000. Early position raises at 2,500. I call with ace queen. Flop is ace 4-9, and he checks and I check. He bets 2,800 and I call. The river's another 9, and he bets 7,800, and I just call that as well, and he shows ace jack. So then I get to 40,000. And the last one is I have king jack of diamonds. Under the gun limps. Late position also limps, small blind limps, and I'm on the big blind with king jack of diamonds. I check, and the flop comes queen 8-2 with 2 diamonds. Small blind checks, I check. Early position limper bets 5,000, which the pot is 5,000, and folds to me. I call. Turn is a 9 of diamonds, which is very nice, so I make the flush. We both check on the turn, and the river I bet 6,000 and he calls, so I now have 52,500 going into the third session. Okay, so I'm still in the 2 p.m. DeepStack. There's 51 players left of 261 who started. The money starts at number 40, so we need to get there. I have a couple of hands to talk about. So the first table that I was on, it broke, which means we moved to different tables, and the blinds were 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, and I raised with ace king. The button re-raises to 12,500, and I call. The flop is ace, ace 10, so I flop 3 of a kind, which is quite nice. We both check the flop. I bet 15,000 and the button calls. River doesn't matter, so the turn didn't matter, river didn't matter. I bet 25,000 and he called on the river as well, and I won with 3 aces. So that put me up to 126,000, I think it was. And then later, the blinds are 1,500, 3,000, 3,000. Early position limps. I raise to 9,000. Short stack goes all in with 27,000. And another player goes all in over the top with 55,000. And I have pocket 8s. I ended up folding, thinking that the player with 55,000 would probably have better than me, or it would be a 50-50 chance. So one had ace queen and one had pocket 7s. So I got down to 108,000 then, and now I've pretty much been folding. I attempted a couple of raises that were not successful, so now I'm down to I think 85,000 with 51 left. So a little bit of a break now, and then we go back. Okay, so as you can see, I'm back at my accommodation now, and we've got a few hands to go through before I tell you the results of that tournament. So last you heard I probably had about 85,000, I think it was 85, 86. We had a break, and the blinds. The next hand, the blinds were 3,000, 6,000, 6,000. Big stack raised to 15,000 on the button. I'm on the big blind with about 90 at this point, and I call with Queen Jack offsuit. The flop is Queen 6-7, all different suits. I check and he bets 25,000. I go all in for my remaining 75,000, and he snap calls with Queen 10. And the turn and river don't matter, and now I'm up to 186,000. Pretty much a lot of folding from there. Maybe some small hands I don't really remember, but we get down to the money bubble, and we get into the money at 40th place. The next hand I play, I have 150,000, folds to me on the button, and I go all in with King Queen offsuit, and the small blind calls with pocket 6s, and we don't improve, so we lost, but I had more than them, and I'm left with 49,000. Very next hand folds to me. I have pocket 4s and go all in. The big blind calls, and they have less than me. And I hold, and I'm now at 100,000. A few hands later, folds to the small blind. Small blind goes all in. They have more than me. And I look at my cards, and I have pocket aces. So instantly call, and they have ace jack, and we hold. So I think we're at about 200,000 there. So later on, early position limps, middle position goes all in for 60,000. I call with ace queen, and he shows ace 10, and the board runs out king, 10, 8, 9, and jack. So I make a straight on the end, and now I'm at 288,000. So we're going from 40 players left down to around 30 or so at this point. Next hand, early position goes all in. I'm in middle position. I have pocket kings. I go all in and win, and now we're at 370,000. It's really easy when you get good hands and they hold. The blinds go up, 10,000, 15,000, 15,000, big blind ante. Early position, I raise with pocket 10s. The big blind's short stacked and goes all in with 4-6 offsuit. The flop is 6-6 king, and I lose that hand. Down to 320 1,000 chips, 27 players left, and we redraw for new tables. I blind down a little bit at the new table, down to 250,000. And this hand happens, early position goes all in for 40,000, so 2.5 blinds. I call with ace-9, and then a late position player goes all in for more than what I have, and I ended up folding against that. So now I'm down to 210,000. On the big blind with Jack-10 offsuit, early position raises to 35,000, small blind calls, and I call the extra basically 20,000. The flop is 8-9-6. Small blind goes all in for 60,000. I call and the early position player folds, and I don't improve. I don't make my open-ended straight draw, and the other player wins with Jack-6. So now I'm down to 120,000. We go on break again, short break. I'm on the small blind, so I pay 10,000, get down to 110. Basically fold until I'm under the gun. The blinds are up now, they're 10,000, 20,000, 20,000, and I'm under the gun with 7-8 suited of clubs, go all in and get called by ace-7 and lose. So in the money in 19th place. So you should see a picture of the payout card that you get. So 19th place pays $500, so it was $250 to enter. So I get my $250 back plus $250 profit. So good start to the World Series of Poker in this smaller daily DeepStack event. And tomorrow is the $500 housewarming bracelet event. So good start. Hopefully I can keep it going. It was basically midnight when I got out of the tournament, so I got my payout and went to try find some 24-hour food. And pretty much Earl Sandwich jumped out, and it was close by, like one casino over at Planet Hollywood. So I walked over there, ordered the original beef sandwich with wedges and root beer, caffeine free, and had that as one of the late night options around. So that was nice, and that's it for today. I'll see you all tomorrow for the $500 housewarming. Remember, if you've got any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Also, if you like this video, click the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then click the subscribe button. Thanks, and see you later.